What's up, guys, and welcome to the 2013 MMA Awards show. My name is Wes.
I'm the Rage.
Let's check out the last edition of CageSide. What's up, guys, and welcome to the very last show of CageSide for 2013. It has been an amazing year for South African MMA.
What a year. We saw so many titles change hands. We saw some amazing fights, both on the amateur circuit as well at the EFC. And it's just been a phenomenal year for the sport and the development and growth of the sport.
No, definitely. And let us just remind you guys out there, these awards, the nominees were chosen by a lot of people that sent through emails and stuff like that. We chose a couple of the nominees as well. The results were chosen by you. Unanimously.
You voted, guys. That's it. It boils down to the public's vote. This isn't Gordon's opinion. This isn't Wessel's opinion. It is purely down to the votes, and whether we agree with them or not, this is the winners.
Plain and simple, man. So let's get the show on the road.
First one that was up was the Amateur Fighter of the Year, and that was quite a running actually. There was quite a lot of support for the amateur fighters.
Yeah.
And that particular division had a lot of top class fighters that's going to make a massive breakthrough in 2014 into the pro circuit. That division being won
by none other than Mark Hume. Congratulations, my good man. Mark Hume has been a fighter that has really reinvented himself. I know he went through a period where, even though he was winning, he was not winning convincingly. It didn't seem like he was all there. And then after his loss to 100 Buerta, we saw him go and reinvent himself. I'm sure Rich did a hell of a lot of work with him. He came back with a bang. And the other day on Twitter, I saw him signing his contract with EFC. So we will be seeing this man on the pro circuit pretty soon. He is a devastating fighter. I know you faced him in the past.
I fought him before. The man's got so much skill, he's got so much talent, and on the right night, if his head's right, he's quite an unstoppable force.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations, my man.
Well done,
we look forward
to
seeing you in the pro circuit. All right, our second...
Next nomination was the Amateur Promotion of the Year. This was not such a closely contested
Not
division.
at all, eh?
This was a landslide win. The Fight Stars promotion taking it by a landslide. So
definitely.
Grant and company, congratulations, guys. You put up phenomenal shows this year. And in short, from the public vote, nobody could touch you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And I have to say, on a personal opinion, having been at every single Fight Star except the last one, just the way that they have evolved and put up a better show. They learned every single time that they went up, they did a show, they came back, they saw what the problems were, and they did it better. It's definitely, Grant, you guys, Mark, everyone involved with that show, all of the fighters, all of the fans that came through to see that promotion and to watch the shows. It was absolutely awesome, and I can tell you now, come 2014, I think Fight Star is going to take it to the next level.
Agreed. They're just going to keep growing strength on strength. People are really interested in this promotion, and I truly hope that the money banks out there, the support out there really gets behind these guys, because we're seeing so many fighters that have fought on this particular promotion making a breakthrough in EFC.
Yeah.
I'm thinking off the cuff, Fred Nauman.
Mornay
Prince, guys that have fought at Fight Stars that are really making waves now. I think this is the right way for our country to do it. Let's develop these fighters through the ranks, as opposed to throwing guys in there and finding out that they weren't made for the sport.
No, definitely, man.
I think this nomination I'll leave over to you.
Yeah, man.
Number 3.
Hottest ring girl of the year. All of those ladies know that I have a very, very special place in my heart for them. Victory going to the beautiful Greek goddess, Victoria de Lima. She is an absolute hottie, but listen, hats off to every single lady that was nominated. Naomi, Laura, Rihanna. Ladies, thank you very much for always being in tip-top shape, and for giving the guys a little something pretty to look at in between rounds. Hats off to you, and we can't wait to see what 2014 has to bring for us. Hopefully,
congratulations, girls. The next one is our media contributor, MMA Media Contributor of the Year. This one is a nomination that was also not too closely contested. It kind of boils down to our #1 source in this country, the winner being
smacktalk.co.za.
No doubt.
There has been a lot of media developments this year, and I have to say, big ups to all of the guys. Pretty tough. Nux SA, MMA Africa, MMA Blog Africa, Moya Guy, Snide as well. Snide giving us a hell of a lot of fight results, but you know, at the end of the day, the guys that are always at every single amateur promotion, every single pro promotion, they show no favor or anything like that. Smacktalk.co.za, hats off to you guys. Thank you so much for the good work that you're doing, and just continue rolling like that.
Well, one thing I'd like to say here is that I firmly believe the reason that they took this award away is because of their approach to this, whereby they've always included the public, whether it's been a fighter, whether it's been some member of the public that has been at these events giving us the feedback. And what I want to say by that is I think that the feedback we're getting is real feedback. It's not generic, and you won by this means. It's the real people talking to the people about the fights, and I think that's what kept people so interested.
No, definitely, awesome guys.
Fifth award went to the MMA Brand of the Year. This is another one that was so closely contested. I stand corrected. I think there was a 3% margin 3% margin between the winner and the second place. Winner being
8 Limbs Clothing, second place being Hunter MMA. Guys, what you need to understand is as well, and this is the reason why you have to go out and purchase these products, is these guys put in their time, dedication and money into the fighters that you see entering the hexagon. Without sponsors, the majority of these fighters would not be able to train for the time that they do train. So we do appreciate every single MMA brand out there putting it out there. Big ups to 8 Limbs. I know they sponsor a shed load of athletes, and yeah, man, hey, it's Hunter, proudly South African, in the second place. I know Sandro does a great job.
Phenomenal work. I just recently saw that Sandro's line Hunter MMA is now available in quite a few retail stores, fashion warehouse, and so forth. And knowing where this brand started, I've been around since the day this brand kind of came out, and we started knowing about it, and I've been following it and been an active supporter of Hunter MMA, and he's just grown phenomenally. You know, going forward one-on-one, and for SA brand to be doing that, I'm really proud to wear Hunter MMA clothing. And then back on the 8 Limbs thing, I just like to say that what I really appreciate about 8 Limbs is that they're not one of those brands out there that just try and get their brand out there without taking care of the fighters wearing their brand. I know that they really put investment, like you said, into their fighters, and it's our responsibility as the general public and the fans of this lovely sport to support these brands.
Definitely, and the fact of the matter remains, you can actually wear their stuff. It's cool.
It's nice stuff, man.
And that's
let me tell you guys, this next category, the winner here, by no means because I disagreed, it just blew my mind. I couldn't believe the massive support that came out for this guy. He didn't win marginally. He just took this division.
Yeah, plain and simple. Doubt. I think he led by more than 50%, and
it was crazy.
This is why we say these votes are done by the public. This was not done by us. So
we had no say in this. The division we're talking about is the Coach of the Year. Like they said, he won by more than half of all the votes went just to this one man.
Mornay Swanepoel, Team MMA fighter. Guys, Mornay Swanepoel, of course, responsible for coaching the very first EFC champion, Hall of Fame inductee as well, Bensel the Animal Nell. Do yourself a favor, and this is why we say that the public voted for this. Go and Google Mornay Swanepoel. Have a look at what this man has done. The amount of champions he has trained, the amount of champions he is currently training in the amateur and the pro divisions. This man is the real deal, and I take my hat off to him. You know, for a guy that unless you are in the industry itself, you wouldn't know too much about him. But for a guy like this to come up and just take this award like this shows you how hectic the loyalty from his camp is.
No, definitely. It's you mentioned all the people he has trained. I believe that he's involved in a vast variety of people that don't necessarily fight under his stable or out of his coaching complement, but he's involved in the development of so many fighters fighting out of Joburg, Cape Town, etc. Big ups for winning this award, man. It was a landslide victory for you.
Yeah,
clearly whoever you're coaching and what you're doing is what the people are wanting.
Awesome stuff.
Next one went out to the MMA Personality of the Year.
Was there ever any doubt? I mean, there was a hell of a lot of nominations. We had Graham in there, Kyra in there, Grant from Smack Talk, Tyron Rightford.
Casey Thompson.
Yeah, Casey Thompson. Tyron Rightford in his own right, who is a personality on his own. But ladies and gentlemen, was there any ever doubt?
The man, the legend.
Snide MMA,
guys.
This guy has... he's really brought a little bit of humor to the South African MMA industry, which is something that was seriously lacking. And we can quite simply say, please do not take everything to heart. This guy is there to raise awareness for the sport and to bring some humor. If you take something in the wrong way, you know what, there's something wrong with you. Take it on the chin, because that is how it's meant to be done. Snide, we salute you, my man.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to 2014 and all the rumors that you're going to be starting as well.
This next division is one that was really as big a landslide as Coach of the Year was. This was a closely contested one. There was so many we could look at, and there were so many that the public were nominating, everybody obviously having their particular favorite. But Breakthrough Fighter of the Year. At the end of the day, the winner and the second place was so close.
Very close.
With this particular award going,
Fred Naumann, who of course will be facing Leon Maynard for the lightweight title in the first EFC event in 2014.
Like we mentioned, Fred Naumann being a fighter that came out of that amateur promotion winner, Fight Stars, and having rocked onto the scene EFC this year, he's just destroyed everything. He's had some phenomenal wins over some big names, and my personal vote is Fred Naumann. He really made something happen this year, going from being an amateur fighter to a title contender in 1 year. He's really proven himself. In the second place, I want to mention there Boran Ninoba Bibigan. He also another fighter that came out of that Fight Stars amateur stable, walked into the EFC, and has just looked good, man. He's looked dominating in his division, and I look forward to 2014 and seeing what the Bibigan's bringing.
Yeah, he's definitely evolved as a fighter as well. I remember the first fight we saw him against Jordan Mechel. From
Jordy from PE.
Yeah, that's it. And
that was a phenomenal fight, man.
It was ridiculous, and Boran definitely went back and he did some work, added to his game, and look at him now. I really think it's going to be something else. But Fred versus Leon next year. What are your thoughts on this fight, my man?
I'm very interested in seeing this fight. Firstly, I really hope that Fred can keep going from strength to strength, win or lose at the end of the day. I just really hope that they walk away from this fight and put up the fight that we know this can be. It's one of those classic fights. Will Fred Naumann show up and try and beat Leon at Leon's game? Is he going to try and outstrike like he did with Jacoby? Or is he going to look to fight off his back and slap on that armbar, slap on those triangles we know he can? I really don't know. What I do know is this is going to be Fred's toughest challenge to date.
Yeah.
Leon Maynard is made of granite. That man is a workhorse of note. He keeps coming forward. He doesn't go down for nothing. And I think this is going to be a war.
Leon Maynard, definitely the real deal. I will say, if this fight stays standing, having looked at Fred's shortcomings against Jan van Staden tagged him once. I don't know why Johan didn't move forward. I believe if Johan moved forward, he could have finished that fight. If it stays standing, if Leon tags Fred, I love Fred, but I do not think Fred has the chin to stand up to Leon. Then again, if this goes to the ground, I think it will be bye lightweight title, plain and simple.
I think the lightweight title could very, very easily change hands. But I also think that this is Leon's opportunity to start the era of Leon Maynard. He beats Fred, it sets us up for some classic rematches, perhaps facing Yanu again, perhaps facing Madge again.
Well, he's got Madge in June if he retains his title.
If he retains his title. So this could be the era of the Iron Line. It starts early next year, and stay tuned, guys.
Damn right, eh?
Next category was the upset of the year. This is a category where the winner is most probably truly the upset of the year. But there were also so many of them just off the top thinking. Fadipe's win over Martin.
Yeah.
We had 3/4 of South Africa saying this Irishman's just going to go down to the Punisher, and then taking the win in 2 minutes like nothing. Yes, it's MMA, anything can happen, but that to me was a big upset of the year. The winner, however, for this division of the upset fight of the year,
Madge versus Ianu, a fight that I can definitely say both of those guys are rocked up. It was an amazing fight. Madge going in and beating Ianu at his own game, plain and simple. That's what he did.
I was saying leading up to this that it's very simple. I don't think Ianu could strike with Madge. If Madge could prevent the takedown, then we could possibly see a proper Muay Thai display and we could see Ianu being knocked out. I didn't think he could stop the takedown, so my call was Ioane via third, fourth round, maybe riding out a decision, out wrestling Madge. And what happened, Madge came in there, he took Ioane down round after round, occasion after occasion, and just out-wrestled the former undefeated, 3 years reigning champion of the sport.
Yeah.
And that was definitely, at the end of the day, when that was done, there were, I don't know how many thousand people watching their TVs, how many thousand people sitting there live, and bar for that small little camp that was there for Madge, everybody else was sitting with jaws dropped. They couldn't believe what they had just seen.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, you can definitely see that the guys from PE, guys from Cape Town, guys from Durban, they're really stepping up their games. Mike Munaheim, he has done amazing, amazing work. Look, you know, when Madge came in, he looked a little one-minded, to be quite honest. But his wrestling has definitely come up from leaps and bounds. And I do think that come 2014, Madge is going to be a different animal. I think this loss to Leon has you know, maybe been a good thing in a way. You know, maybe go back to the drawing board.
Well, let me tell you, a good thing, perhaps not for Madge, mentally, whatever, but for the sport. The last time we saw Don Madge lose a fight was against Leon, and was kind of that controversy surrounding how it ended. But why I'm saying good for the sport is because at the end of the day, us as the fans saw Madge come back with vengeance. This man came back and he was a beast. If this is what's going to repeat itself, if Madge is going to come back from this loss, split decision loss and lost his title on a split decision, if that makes him come back yet again as a beast, we're in for some destructive displays from this man. So it's good for the sport all around, man.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe he might even be nominated for Fight of the Year again.
Let's just bring that up for a second here. Please remember, guys, that these awards ran from the last day of October 2012 to the last day of October 2013. November and December weren't included. November and December of the previous year was included. So next year, whatever went down, for example, Leon versus Madge could most likely be in the running for Fight of the Year. Yeah. Our year running, for obvious reasons, not on the calendar year. We cannot report on what's going to happen 2 weeks from now at EFC. So just bear that in mind when you see these results. We step right into the next one, which was Submission of the Year. The winner not being my choice, but remember, like we said, this is what the public voted, and by no margin, this guy took the Submission of the Year. We just spoke about the fight a short while back.
Unbelievable, Henry Fadipe, and he's facing Michiel Opperman, who's also a submission specialist at the next EFC. I have to tell you, like I said previously, I have never seen anyone manhandle Martin van Staden that way since he fought Jeremy Smith years ago. Yeah. And to be quite frank, not even Jeremy manhandled him.
Fadipe went in there, he imposed his will, he did exactly what he wanted to. It didn't look necessarily clinical, it was very scrappy, but I look forward to seeing Fadipe. In my opinion, he's probably going to be one of those really competent, scrappy fighters. Yeah. But out of that scrap, he slapped on that ankle lock, and it was the clear winner for the 2013 awards.
Yeah,
my personal winner, I'd like to make a mention of this, was Ron Potts putting up a new record, heavyweight champion, smacking on a submission we had not yet seen in the hexagon, and doing so in record time. That submission to me had me talking for 3, 4, 5 days afterwards. How did he do it? How explosive he was. That was my submission. It did come in second place, I stand correct. It was the second place nominee. But the winner, congratulations.
I have to say, once again, because the public voted, I did not see this as the most impressive knockout, but obviously the fans did. And taking into consideration that it was over a former welterweight champion, it does definitely hold water, and it was an absolute annihilation of Dallas Jacoby. Fred Naumann put the hurt on him in a bad way.
It's one of the most devastating freeze-frame photos for this year that I've ever seen. Is the one where Fred's landing that left on Dallas, and you just see his whole face contouring just before the actual knockout obviously happened. Again, winner by quite a stretch. This particular one, the public really loved it. There were phenomenal knockouts. I see there was quite a bit of response for Gareth's knockout over Talyat, which happened in 2012, the last event of 2012. That was also a devastating one. Had quite a bit of support, and there's been some things. I personally think that Nina fight where that kick to the nose happened. I know it wasn't a knockout, but
Devastating.
Holy crap, man! How that man kept standing. If that had been the knockout, that would have got my vote.
Yeah, for
it
sure.
wasn't the knockout though. So big up, man, Fred. You really we're talking about you so much throughout this thing because it's just so amazing.
Now we understand why he is the breakthrough fighter.
There we go. Now we know why it is. He's been brought up in so many occasions. So well done on that knockout. You take the knockout of the year according to the public, and we look forward to seeing you versus Leon. Hey? We go straight over into the fight of the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there's a doubt in anybody's mind that this fight was not going to be the fight of the year. You can look at so many different fights that happened. And you can nominate so many fights. I mean, Ruan Potts versus Andrew van Zyl, a 5-round war, the most amazing armbar reversal I have ever seen. But then you go and you sit down and you watch this specific fight. 2 rounds, one final round for the gold, and this is where the gold was won. Wenzel
Fight of the year
versus Demart Pena. I do not think that there has ever been a more intense and a more just cringing title fight in this organization called the EFC. It was an absolute amazing fight.
What astounded me about this fight, and clearly it shows why they won this particular award, was I remember being there the night live, and normally you have your small marginal percentage of support, like in the Madge fight versus Ianu. You had a clear following for Don Madge, but they were in the minority in that entire environment, and you had this massive Greek support for Ianu. This particular fight, you had Wenzel versus Demart, and I remember being there thinking, this must be the most equally split arena I've ever seen. It felt like there was truly 1-for-1 support, or 1 Nel, 1 Pena, 50-50. That whole arena should have been demarcated, Wenzel to the left, Demart to the right, and it was just an electrifying, goosebump, entertaining fight. I'm really supportive of this particular award. There's no doubt.
Seriously,
it was Demart Pena versus Wenzel now.
These are 2 warriors, absolute 2 warriors. Gentlemen, thank you so much for the service that you have given the public in the year of 2013. You are the absolute best fighters in the EFC currently.
This next nomination, or this next category, was one that perhaps this year didn't serve too much purpose as a nomination, but definitely for 2014, with all the developments happening in the country, I think this is going to be a whole different ballgame. MMA promotion in South Africa of the year. The winner, I mean, we don't even have to go anywhere. It's EFC. There's no doubt about it. They put up the most entertaining fights, the most entertaining shows, and they are by leaps and bounds the promotion that people followed this year. Next year, however, I think they're in for a running.
Definitely, you've got Imagine Fighting Championships. I have been privy to have been to one of their events, and I have to tell you, the show that these guys put up is amazing. They've got a TV deal going on currently. CFL has a TV deal going on currently. I'm telling you now, professional MMA in this country is healthy, and 2014 is the year that everything is going to come together.
Growing up all the time, man. Everybody is going forward, moving on. Listen, guys, by no means are we saying any of these promotions at this point in time can rival the UFC. We got to remember, EFC's putting up their 26th, 27th. They're going on 30 events. All these guys are putting up their 3rd and 4th and 5th event. They're starting out where the UFC started out 3-4 years ago. And I personally think for the sport as a whole, for the fans, for the fighters, that the growth of the other promotions is a damn good thing. It's going to cause everybody to have to step up their game, promoters and fighters.
Yeah.
And I look forward to what 2014 holds.
No, definitely. Graham, Cairo, gentlemen, you are doing an absolute amazing job. I know there is a hell of a lot of criticism that comes EFC's way, but then again, when you are the top dog, you are going to get the majority of the criticism.
The highest trees catch the most wind, guys. So you've got to take it on the chin. You've got to realize that this is a sport fueled by fighting. This is a sport fueled by a lot of conflict. So you're not always going to have everybody seeing your way of things. But it doesn't matter, guys. At the end of the day, the people still come out. They still support your promotion because you're doing the right things right. You may be messing up in other areas, according to some people. Doesn't matter, man. Just keep up the good work.
Damn right. Congratulations. We salute you, and we will continue supporting you because you support the fighters and the fans. Thank you very much.
we've come to our last category, and arguably the most prestigious category of this all. You may have your one fight where you put up the knockout of the year. Fred, big up, man. Fadipe comes in with that submission of the year and wins that award. You may be training out of the camp that people say is the best, but at the end of the day, this game is fueled on Mr. Number One. This is a solo game. It's not a team sport. And when you look back on 2013, on the 12 months included here, the particular category we're talking about is who's the MMA Fighter of the Year.
Well, don't we look at Mr. Consistency, the man that has won every single time, the man that when he gets challenged goes in, meets the challenge and wins. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Fighter of the Year, as if there was any doubt, even by him himself. Thank you very much, and congratulations to Mart, the Wolf Penner.
Well done, guy. You always show up, you always put up fights. There's been a lot of criticism about a particular style of fighting. I think it is uneducated totally. At the end of the day, you are the champion, and every challenger that steps in the hexagon with you is there to try and take your belt. It is not your responsibility to try and give it to them. If they don't show up to fight you, you know, everybody knows what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Chisel not coming on the night and trying to take Eleni Lunga. There's been some criticism about that fight, but I think why the general public as a whole decided that without a doubt you are the fighter of the year is exactly that one word you mentioned just now: consistency.
Plain and simple.
You show up, you win. And I want to make it clear, with the amount of votes and knowing the demographic, it is for sure not just the FFM stable that voted you into the win. There was way too many votes to just be your camp that said you're the best. The general public out there, I think a lot of people that didn't have alliances to a specific camp must have clearly voted for you, because you took a lot of votes, man. You were by no doubt 2013 South African MMA Fighter of the Year, Mart, the Wolf Penner.
Damn right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for every single vote that was cast. In total, we had more than 2,600 votes for these awards. It was absolutely awesome. We look forward to 2014. I mean, 2014...
bringing some exciting stuff, man.
I'm going to say it now. I think every single title is going to change hands in 2014, bar the heavyweight title. I believe Ruan Potts will...
You mean once it has changed hands now?
Yeah. You know. I believe Ruan Potts will be too much for Andrew van Zyl this time. Will there be another rematch? Maybe, maybe not. But every single title will change hands. I'm not saying Mart is going to give his title away and he's a bad fighter. I just think that, you know, as a business... there might be some changes coming up. Well, I'm hoping there might be some changes coming up.
Let's just put it out there. Mart, you won Fighter of the Year this year. We are really hoping to see you go down a bantam. Whether that means relinquishing your belt or holding two belts, I don't know. But to me, I want to see you down at bantam and see what happens when Mart fights in his natural weight class.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, maybe Boyd Allen then stepping into the featherweight division. I would love to see Boyd versus Gareth. I think that would be an absolutely amazing fight to see. No,
definitely. I'm at this point in time, as things stand now, we've made so much mention of this lightweight title fight between Fred and Leon. Strangely enough, that's not where my excitement lay for the start of 2014. I'm super excited, and I made it clear on Twitter the moment it was announced that Bam Bams versus Didi.
Oh,
that's the fight.
Double D, man. I'm telling you now, the man that introduced me to South African MMA, I remember it, I think it was EFC3, and I was standing in the bleachers at the Dome watching a fight, and I was talking to one of my mates, and I said, listen, this one dude, Darren Daniel, he is really something else. I think he is going to be one of the greatest fighters ever. And he tapped me on my shoulder and he said, thanks. That's why I don't get starstruck with fighters anymore, you know, because I love them all and we see them so often. But there's something about seeing Darren Daniel, you know, walking into a room. He's kind of the epitome of South African MMA.
He's the poster boy. He's that guy that just has that, I don't know, thing about himself, and he carries himself in a way that even though he didn't fight for a year and a half, he remained the poster boy.
Yeah.
People, you talk to the layman out there about MMA, and the face they put to it is Darren Daniel. However, as much as he's calling on Didi here, I am a Bam Bam supporter, and I've always been.
And he's not badass for no reason.
If the right Bam Bams show up for a fight, I don't know, that particular Hawkeye is devastating.
Yeah.
I really hope that on the night he comes angry, he comes ready, he comes fueled, And I'm not yet willing to make a call on how this fight's ending. I want to think it through a bit. But let me tell you, I hope this fight is a war. Darren Daniels by stretch being one of the most superior gifted athletes in this country. And then you match that with the raw power of Hawkeye. I can't wait to see this, man.
Yeah, definitely.
This is my fight I'm looking forward to the new year starting with.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2014 is going to be an absolutely amazing year. Thank you so much for supporting us. Please go out, enjoy your holidays, keep safe. Tyron Ryford, enjoy the Cape. Please stop posting your photos on Twitter. An absolute bastard for doing that. You know, always Table Mountain in the view with a beer or something nice he's eating on the beach. You bastard. Just enjoy it there. But please, ladies and gentlemen, please keep safe. We will see you again early in the new year. This is Wes.
I'm the Rage.
We'll catch you CageSide.